really have. Sean VP, though, I mean, they've kind of been making endgame out of this POI, outside of it a little bit as well. We'll be seeing a little bit of that power away from Benji for now. Looking at the state of the whole game to this zone. Central again, any when it comes to center type zones that have Pleasant, Corny, Weeping, Boney in them, it's just kind of a game of control, and a lot of people get to play at the same time. Height switches hands like we just saw at Weeping. You see a lot of people mid-game getting into trouble in a lot of fights because they're battling for mountains, battling for position.
And this is zone 1. It is center here. So if you're Han Genesis and Chapix fans, they're up here. They've been making these rotations that goes all the way towards the dirty dock side, and they kind of hook into. But every time they do that, yeah, at the beginning, a lot of eliminations, and that's why they were averaging the most after day 1. But it really cost them their placement that they're known for. And that is a trio that's just slowly there. They're looming. They're in the shadows. They're in 6th place. 8, and you're just waiting for it, because again, one pop-off game and you're there. There's the people at top of tested, who knows, Hottie, Elocrash, and Tripper, or maybe they go for a third party. Revscar being contested at their Steam Stacks. Kirachi may be contested with 7. So the opportunity is there for Han Genesis and Chapix to win another FNCS championship.
Definitely is, but they have to put in the work to get all the way back towards that top side. 6th place currently right now. They have a lot to do in terms of jumping into first. They have to be even more consistent than they are right now. For Pink to hold on to 186 points, that 10-15 point lead reduced to now just 5 ahead of Hottie, Elocrash, and Tripper. They're going to be going right past Rito Row a little bit, attracting the attention of Micnup, who must have won, and the entire trio eats another sniper rifle shot. Before it was Stompy, this time it's Pink. They don't have that many chests to work off of, because remember, they disengaged, never even won the entire fight. So all the damage they take, it'll actually hurt a lot more comparatively to other trios.
And Psy's trio has decided to go from Rito Row over to that Defiant Dish where Ingram is. Ingram has not been doing well when he's contested. We've seen this time and time and again, even in the qualifiers and semifinals. So they're going to have a little bit more power against Stompies, as you mentioned, because they kind of retreated. They disengaged here. So this is a crucial juncture for this trio here if they want to hold on to that #1 spot.
There's still 4 games to go after this. They'll have to hold on for a long time.
Just hold on. They would just want to go home. You know what I mean? Just hold on. They want to go home. That's what they want.
Reason, Taste, and Vino, I feel like this is the biggest surprise of the day overall. We were expecting a lot more domination, a lot more, I don't know, loudness in the conversation when it comes to playing for height, when it comes to being active at endgame, but it seems like they're just looking for clutch situations, looking to fly by. And right now I'm looking at Nebs, and I'm kind of worried because there's 3 teams around him, and he's got no shield.
No shield. And this is it here. Stompy, Nebs, and Pink. We were talking about them earlier. Now they have to survive this juncture right now. And Red Rush mapping his Serios. They're here to put a little bit more pressure into this fight. A little bit more messy here. And you don't want to fight around that upgrade station because sometimes you can't build to it. It gets a little bit weird. Nebs, Stompy, and Pink are going to retreat back into metal builds here as the Stereos, Red Rush, and Mappy here are going to go ahead and pick up. Making up here, and Psy is just has to totally disengage and get out of here. Now, quickly before, you mentioned Vino, Tastin, and Reason, right? They are at least, they're turning it around. Past 2 games, 6th place and 3rd place. So, hey, they're putting it together. They got about 94 points. They're doing a lot better than day 1.
Usually ramping up for something good. The only issue I have with that team right now is they don't have, like, you know, that big power game coming in. They've kind of been just in the shadows. They're picking up a lot of the scraps overall, but to win AU, feels like you might have to have, you know, that one victory royale that really puts you all the way up in the lead. Psy getting taken out. I don't think by Stompy entirely. We'll see with the Spump right here because I didn't see the knock. They'll shake down to have a little bit of an idea to see where people are. It was Pink. Now Micnup might be hunted down in these builds.
What a great response, though. They were in a tough spot. They were hunkered down in their builds and metal, retreating, but with the power, I believe they have that chug cannon. They were able to respond, get back into fighting health here. So going to go for the edit through, trying to push through, and yes, pushes him right into his teammates' hands there, and Pink cleans up that engagement as well. It was so funny, you know, again, I was going to social media to see what Stompy was saying, and Pink responds, I helped carry him there. So that's what you love to see, teammates going back and forth and having fun with it all. But right now, we talked about it, that ultimate third party, now it's kind of bled through these rotations right now, and Savage and Greta are flashing with top 2.
Yeah, they are, and Hen's also inside the conversation. I don't think Savage knows there's a trio right behind him. The beam will come through as he tries to farm up a little bit of metal for that end game. And now Savage and Jordan Refsgaard, they understand what's really at stake around them. They're pinched between two teams that really like to get all the way towards the end when they play for Surge.
The gravity of the situation is getting thicker. The air is getting denser. And speaking of the air up there, it is Aqua. And now Savage going up against the top of the board again. Last time it was Kirachi at fourth place taking him down. Now he has to deal with Vidil, who is currently sitting in, who slipped out of the top three, now in 8th place. And luckily the Parasite there takes a brunt of that damage. It's like a helmet almost there. That's just a great way. I really believe as well, speaking of the Parasite, is you know, Benji's great run in that opening qualifier had a lot to do with the Parasites. Remember, they were a lot stronger. Now they're balanced, and a lot of their movement and a lot of their plays that they made in those box fights were because of the Parasite's strength. So we'll be interesting to see if Benji could kind of get back into form without that advantage.
It'll be interesting to see if this is also Vidil and O'Reilly Aqua. Although they've been, you know, somewhat consistent the entire day when it comes to getting towards the top. Even yesterday, playing very good games, having wins. Thing is, sometimes if they're not going for those wins, they barely even get points in the games they missed out, right? In the games they don't have power. Yes. So this next swing game that comes in, they're gonna have control of high ground entirely, not be lost to the zone. Everyone has to make it in, plus Surge. It will be difficult. When it comes to Savage, though, first EU team with a victory royale after rebooting a player. So a lot of the times when, you know, one person goes down, sometimes two people clutch it out. Never really get a teammate back and then winning a game entirely. Savage has done it, new form, and it's looking good.
Tayson's picked up a trio wipe in the feed right now, but now we're going to go back into Noah Riley, Vidil, and Aqua, as you were mentioning here. And they might be swinging in a direction that they don't want to, considering in the previous 3 games, 24th, 11th place, and 20th place, and not a lot of points. And Vidil is knocked right there and gets picked back up with very few HP in his bank right now. Oh no, oh no, where did I think that was glide? Was that a glide through? I heard it glider for a brief second and the hole was open and they went down the chimney, and it's not Santa Claus giving out gifts, it's pain that's being dished out.
I don't think Aqua even planned for that. I just wanted to retake. Absolutely perfect timing. Really unfortunate for Toasty, who kind of falls to those builds, and now Elder, Rotary, they're going to be looking for something to do to kind of get right back into the game. Only 2 players. The reboot won't be anywhere close by either. I mean, free for Aqua though. I was about to say, with Vidil knocked, right? That is an issue. They like to go past this mid game unscathed, and they usually don't gain anything either. They're pretty passive until the very end. They got affected. I was about to say that's bad, but then a free Elam falls with that chimney. Christmas time.
Yeah. Absolutely. It could be that refresh that you need there. And I saw this last season with Vidil and Noah Riley. The reason was it's these rotations that they kind of fell down to early on. And this is it. If they could survive this engagement with Aqua here, that's going to be huge. And no matter what, you know, I'd rather survive that right there and get those placement points. But I'm just surprised that this engagement has been going on for so long. Talk about a battle. Savage got elimination, and him, Genesis, and Chapix are inching closer and closer into this conversation. They are eavesdropping into this Hottie, Tripper, and Eaglecraft battle.
It might be time to hang up the phone. We got to move, Sancho. 40 seconds. The zone's about to come in. Not even on the screen for Refsgaard, Savage, and Andretta just yet. And Genesis Chapix are waiting to see exactly what the move will be here. I tag up this trio as they go across and try to get towards a certain point. We'll have to go right by a river. Bridge where trio's probably held up, farming a lot of metal. We see one over there, but not sure exactly who it is. Surge won't be that big of a problem either with 71 players here. So everyone gets to play their zone. Wings and full net right below them. Elder, Vidil, this fight's actually going straight towards the very end now. Lots of shield loss on Noah Riley and Aqua's side. It's a 2v3, and they're still having trouble just confirming this fight.
Haymakers are just going back and forth on all sides of the map right here. This is kind of the same situation that we were on board with Refsgaard here. Always on height, has the man advantage against Rotary, and Elder now is on the back foot. Elder goes down. Rotary now is just being barreled, stuffed, and out. It was really solid work there. Oh, there it is. Elder says poop pow, surprise, but Vidil, no scare tactics here. This man does not get afraid in the scary movie.
That's the first signs of life from this trio when it comes to mid game. Past that, for everyone else, they're finally getting active, getting moving. All the way as second zone starts to close. Is that another player right above Savage on the backside of Solo, just waiting for him to move? There's no way these guys have to go through every single trap in the game to just make it past, you know, that mid-game portion. Revscar too, he doesn't have these inflatables to really move around. He's gonna be kind of in trouble, worried. Guys, please don't leave me behind. Wings and full net, they're trying to take me. It's all good though. They make it to a house, they get to refresh a little bit and then move on.
I'm getting deja vu, man. Last season, this is where Savage and Revscar and Dredda, they had that day 2 thing where the rotations just got a lot stickier as it was getting closer and closer to the final frame of game 12. Right now, they're still navigating, still some very close moments for Savage, Revscar, and Dredda. I think they saw at least 4 or 5 trios sitting up there in that battle. So, hey, that's what's going to have to take there. You're going to have to move on through. They're currently sitting on top 3, and now we're on board with number 8 here, going to glide through, and they're going to go right past the neighborhood of the Kiriachi, who's now slid down to 4th place, who's been in first for a long time in this set of games.
I'm wondering, how did Aqua, how did Savage, when the zone was all the way and weeping, get such a, you know, good priority? And then once it's center, once it's closer to their POI, almost near Steamy, they're having trouble rotating in.
It's true. I mean, the disengage is happening. The third parties, you know, we talked about it, those home zones, that gives open, like the secondary zones end up getting taken out by other trios.
Absolutely. And these kind of relationships between trios are also forming. You just saw it on screen right there. Aqua versus Toos. These guys have been side by side the entire day. We talked about it a little bit on top of show, but somehow landing on opposites.